My dear friends, I hope you are doing stunningly. I hope you are doing amazing. And I have a really cool topic today for you. It's about how to keep growing and deal with more complex situations. I know you've been probably going at it like there's no tomorrow, and you've been trying to really manage the life you have, right? You've been thinking, okay, what can I do? And build managing adversity, managing complexity, managing, all these different things that come at us and these different situations require a lot of patience. Let's start right there. If you want to grow and if your goal is really to go from this fixed mindset, so let's say, you really are settled in your life and you just have your particular way of seeing things versus the growth mindset of a person who actually always tries to use something new tools, new perspectives, and get better really how they managing their life. And that is a hard thing to go from the fixed mindset to the growth mindset. And especially there is one tiny secret in this and one tiny element, which is a huge element, which is positivity. In order to manage complex situations, you will need a heaps of positivity. I said patience, but it really comes down when it goes to these complex situations. You will feel a little bit insecure, you will feel uncertain, you will feel stress rising up, and you need to find moments and practices to anchor yourself. And on the other hand as well, become a magnetic person. So you're really building this holistic way of how you think about life, because really in the end, managing stress and managing complex situations often go hand in hand, because more you are in a high pressure situation, the stakes are higher, right? So you got to go back and you got to have these habits that will ground you. And let's be honest, on the top of that, we live in these turbulent times where people really, whether that's economy, whether that's uncertainty in your family, in the relationship, perhaps where your kids gonna go to school, the relationships you have, and you don't have maybe the best ones you would like, and you see they are breaking down. On the top of that, you might feel like you don't have the right abilities and you feel trapped in the old ways of doing things. And making the step from this fixed mindset to the growth mindset can be really challenging and really tough and really hard. But this is why we're here, right? We are here to go and do the hard work, to do those things and do those exercises and to work together. And I hope this inspires you, because I really want to tell you, I feel you, and I'm there with you. Think about these sessions. I always try to bring my A game, and I try to make you feel like I'm part of where you at, because I'm there. I've been there, and I struggle a lot. As I said, I grew up on a farm, and I really needed to move to the West, and I struggle a lot with that decision, because in my family nobody has done that before, and I was the first generation. And you know that one thing led to another, and after a couple of almost 12, 15 years in one country, I moved to another, and now I'm living in another country. So I lived in four different countries, and you can imagine the level of complexity, the decisions I needed to go through, and the person I had to become in order to attract those relationships. Because a lot of times, and this is probably another secret I'm gonna tell you today, if you want to manage more complex situations, you need to hang out with people who know how to do that stuff. And that's been my secret for many, many years, to be really frank. And this becoming this magnetic person who attracts other awesome human being is hard work. It takes a lot of years and a lot of self determination to improve, to be better communicator, to really bring this energy every time in your discussions with people, and be positive, smiling, having confidence, and knowing that you can figure it out. But sometimes it's not even enough, because you need to obviously learn the lessons from these people and make it yours. And there are always limits, right? How much you can learn, how much you can, squeeze in a day, what's your priority. And the harder thing again, and that was for me as well, when I was going through this decision, like, okay, let's go from living on a farm to living to the huge city, new language, new habits. And there were, it felt like I have to jump from this hamster wheel. For me, the safe zone was okay, working on a farm, going to the quiet, knowing that I'm, with myself, by myself, and then I can handle it. That if I feel bad, I can just work hard. I can go cut the grass, cut the wood or whatever that is. It just helped me a lot. And I really want to again inspire you here, because I know this is hard. We live in this, whatever you do for job, whether you're a stay-home mom, whether you're C-level and executive, you're an investor, you're manager, or you're just starting your career and you're looking for ways to really deal better with complex situations. I have to tell you one thing: you have to trust yourself. All these different things I'm saying, positivity is the way to get you there, but you need to start with trust, and you need to start in trusting in your own abilities. That challenge is that a lot of people, fake it until they make it. I've been there, I've done it myself. But now when I think about it, I should have been way nicer to myself and way more patient with things. And it's easier said than done, especially now when I'm looking, 2 decades or more working out daily, and doing my certifications, competing professionally in pro bodybuilding, building business around it, but also meeting my partner Kate, and just learning how to actually optimize this whole hamster wheel so that I reduce stress. And so I want to give you a little exercise for this time together, just to make it a bit tangible, a bit practical. What's your story? Where you from? Where were you born? What did you learn? What habits did you learn to manage complex situations? Was it that your mom was screaming every time there was bills to be paid, or was it that your dad was very tranquil and really relaxed about, and you broke something? And what was that challenge? For me, a lot of times what helped me to deal with more complex situations was sport. I've done different type of things, from triathlon to long distance running, to short distance running, to throwing to jumping, to swimming, to obstacle racing, and eventually I somehow ended up in bodybuilding, actually in bodybuilding and then in obstacle racing. But it helped me to build this tenacity. And I want you really to think about, again, this concept of positivity. If you want to master a more complex situation, you will need to become this huge energy radiator. And that's why also, if you haven't started there, I encourage you slowly to start exploring this concept of really building your energy. And you can start with taking the course Mastering Body, Mind, and Life. There is a little ebook. This is obviously a little bit the older version, but if you're interested in physical copy, you might need to cover some shipping and handling, but then I can happily send it to you. And really, in this ebook I wrote this holistic approach to life. And I was always focused a lot on sport. That was my area. And that's why I'm also starting this ebook with working out, taking care of your energy through health, making sure you start, building some goals, having a purpose. Because if you think about, what's your purpose in life? For me, it's really to leave a legacy behind. It doesn't have to be, something huge, but I want to impact people, because I feel like we all got to squeeze the best of ourselves. And that's why we need to start getting familiar with this complexity and this challenging situation. And it often means you go back to your home, you go back to where you live, and you say, okay, you know what? I haven't really taken care of how my home looks like. It's a mess all over the place. I don't have anything structured. It always feels messy. I feel stressed. So maybe it's just there, like this, Netflix series with Marie Kondo, this Japanese lady who comes in these different homes and she helps people clean. I mean, this is amazing. This is sometimes where we need to start. But then you need to take it a step further. Okay, I'm getting a little bit familiar with where I'm living, how I am doing things. Now I can maybe start connecting with other people who has done it, who's been there, who's built their life. And from there you start connecting, you start inhaling. And if you don't have this community, please reach out, because I'm really good at building these communities, and I'm slowly testing the waters and looking at building and bringing different type of people together. So I'm more than happy to link you and connect you, with other like-minded people. And in the end, because I also try to keep it very short for you, and we are a little bit stretching here, you know, think about it. Are you ready to jump? Are you ready to really commit yourself to shining this, positivity and building this positivity to manage stress? And this is kind of the second pillar. So we have the first pillar is building the energy, and then shine positivity, and really then the third will be resilience. And every pillar, I have a little exercise for you. I have a little maybe community or a little program or a little book to read. Whatever it is, go through this, because it helped me and it will help you to become this solid human being who can say, with certainty, I'm standing here and I'm proud of the person I'm becoming. Because in the end, let's not kid ourselves, it's about a character. This is what matters in life. A lot of people jump all the heaps and hoops to have more money, to do this, to do that, but they are really, and pardon my language, really crappy person. And nobody will want to hang out with you. And even if you want to live long, imagine you are, 100 years old, you've made it, you build a legacy and everything, but you're alone. You have no people around you. So everything I've done in my life, from building energy, it's a purpose, it's a means to get you somewhere. That's the same with managing complexity. It's not just the fact that somebody looks at you and says, hey, you've done great. Of course it's nice that you maybe finished the difficult task on time, and that you got the promotion because you were working through this core, so you managed the team. But it's just the means to get you somewhere. And this is the end goal, is for you to become the best human being, the best character, the best human being with the best character, that people can say, that person, this gal, this guy, he has integrity, he has honesty, he has passion, he has enthusiasm, he's really a high performer, and he makes other people, and this is the thing, he makes other people better than he found them. So this is my hope for you, a little inspiration today. I want to really thank you again. I really believe in you. I know it's hard. I know it might sound a bit esoteric, especially if you're starting, with different approaches, and you're like, well, what if I just use fitness, or what if I just use only healthy diet? Yeah, be my guest. Start there, but learn to add a little more complexity to your life, so you become better, you become stronger in handling these different situations, and you actually become more solid human being, because people want to hang out with solid human beings who have great character, who are kind, generous, and who make other people better. So I hope it served you, it helped you, and I'm looking forward to see you very soon again. Until the next time, stay awesome and build an awesome life. It's time. You can start today. Today is the day.